The walls of Buckingham Palace have not trembled like this in decades. For most of the world, King Charles III's coronation marked the end of royal uncertainty, a moment steeped in pageantry and tradition, shimmering with the promise of continuity. Yet, behind the flashbulbs and polished speeches, the real battle for the monarchy's future is just beginning. And at its heart stands Prince William, executing a silent, ruthless consolidation of power so swift and relentless that even his closest family members are left reeling, blindsided by the scale and severity of his moves. Insiders whisper that this is no mere ceremonial transition. It is a covert operation, a modern palace coup blended with a strategic purge designed to safeguard William's vision of a far leaner, streamlined monarchy at any cost. The outcome? A royal family splintered, exhausted, drenched in suspicion, where even the most loyal courtiers now fret desperately about their careers and reputations. William's playbook is brutal in its clarity. The first to fall were the problematic relatives. Prince Andrew, once a visible figure at royal ceremonies and trusted public representative, has been relentlessly pushed into the shadows. His presence at family gatherings is now absent, his funding slashed, his titles quietly consigned to history. After decades of perceived immunity, Andrew's downfall sends a clear message. Under William's new order, no one, no matter their bloodline or history, will be permitted to embarrass the crown again. Behind the scenes, the purge is coldly methodical. Lists are drawn up with surgical precision, security privileges audited and rescinded, whole royal departments dismantled or drastically restructured overnight. Lifelong advisors wake to find their access revoked with a matter-of-factness that leaves many stunned. Nobody is immune, confides a courtier who survived the first waves of cuts. Not old friends, not even blood. If William suspects you're a threat or questionably loyal, you're out. But Andrew's ostracism is only the beginning. The Windsor Brotherhood is fractured deeper than ever, with Prince Harry's exclusion growing ever more pronounced. Royal aides insist the orders are unequivocal, no invitations to private events, a total blackout for the Sussexes at official family gatherings, and covert pressure applied to Parliament to deny any route back into formal royal duty or titles. Even Harry's children, according to some insiders, are barred from full Windsor status, a testament to how deeply William's vision equates unity with absolute control. This is no mere family feud. It's a full-scale containment and rebranding operation. Every royal appearance, from staged photo ops to high-profile charity galas, is carefully choreographed and calculated. At the center presides William, flanked by his war cabinet, a handpicked group of trusted strategists, tech-savvy image-makers, and loyalists. They orchestrate media responses, monitor every headline, and rapidly retaliate against leaks, or any form of dissent. Their operation runs with the efficiency spooks would envy. The obsession within this inner circle is the optics of the future. The era of sprawling Windsor privilege and scattered representation is drawing to a close. The faces that will matter going forward, William, Catherine, their children, and an occasional senior royal carefully vetted and reintroduced for stability. Distant cousins and scandal-prone relatives are being quietly excised from public programs, sometimes with little more than a confidential memo. Meanwhile, the pressure on Queen Consort Camilla, King Charles, and Princess Anne has exploded. Camilla, once poised as the wise matriarch steering Charles's reign, increasingly appears a relic of an older era, consulted only on select ceremonial occasions, but largely excluded from the real inner power discussions. King Charles, physically weakened and consumed by concerns over succession, vacillates between indulgence and frustration. His once solid network of supporters is slipping away even as William asserts the primacy of new blood and a forward-looking mandate. In this charged background, Anne, the monarchy's famed Iron Hand, often remains William's only critic. Sources at recent private dinners say and lectured William on the dangers of unchecked ambition, and warned of alienating allies and traditions. But even Anne concedes the writing is on the wall. Without bold reform and decisive leadership, she fears the monarchy risks total irrelevance within a generation. The Queen and Princess Catherine, meanwhile, play roles equally complex, but more publicly visible. Both are stage-managed in the spotlight, polished charity visits, carefully scripted appearances with disadvantaged children, and low-key remarks championing humility and empathy. Insiders argue these gentle, calculated gestures form a crucial counterbalance to William's hard-edged push, a soft power complement designed to maintain popular appeal and soothe public nerves. Yet William's ruthlessness extends far beyond people to the royal finances. His faction quietly audits every account, pushes to streamline sprawling property holdings, and demands transparency measures that systematically dismantle deadwood projects and ancestral extravagances. Private jets, rural hunting lodges, unused luxury apartments, all reportedly face review, with rumors of major asset sell-offs and reallocation of resources. Palace insiders reveal that staff cuts and organizational overhauls have reached a scale not seen for generations. As the restructuring accelerates, even Charles and Camilla's closest allies grow uneasy. Sources reveal the king has confided privately that he fears losing the soul of the monarchy, though advisors remind him that reform, or the appearance of it, is the only viable path forward. Resistance remains. Many older royals and palace veterans bristle at William's reliance on digital consultants and streamlined communications strategies, fearing that palace lifers are gradually banished in favor of calculated branding. These fissures boil over in family walkouts, famously cold lunches, and public appearances where smiles vanish as soon as cameras turn away. Outside, the consequences are dramatic. Tabloid headlines blare of secret exiles, palace purges, and a Windsor Cold War. Political polls reveal a generational split. Older monarchists disturbed by rapid change, younger voters either apathetic or captivated by William's ruthless reinvention. Some hail it as hard, necessary medicine, others warn of a bloodless palace coup threatening to fracture the institution irrevocably. Central to William's strategy is absolute message control. Newly established media war rooms track breaking news, plant favorable stories, and swiftly counter viral rumors within minutes. Leaks, wherever they appear, are backtracked and traced, and offenders, often longtime palace employees, are swiftly dismissed, sometimes publicly, to send a warning: dissent will not be tolerated. This relentless pace wears on the Windsor psyche. Once a fortress of tradition and mutual protection, the family today resembles an intense corporate boardroom locked in fast-moving power struggles. Alliances shift and fracture in weeks, not decades. Parliament watches with growing concern. Cross-party MPs, including royalists, demand strict caps, or even referendums on future crown funding. Memes like, "Who's next to fall?" and "Game of Thrones," Windsor edition flood social media, dissecting every demotion, property sale, or abrupt charity reshuffle. But the palace regime isn't backing down. Major charities have quietly been reassigned, minor royals see patronages under review, and even the iconic Christmas family photo is trimmed, leaving only the core four front and center. Insiders say the message to the palace staff is clear: no loose ends. No surprises. No threats to the streamlined new royal brand. Millions in Britain watch this high-stakes drama unfold. For some, William's campaign embodies the ruthless hope for a monarchy trimmed of scandal and distraction that might survive another century. For others, the cold exclusion of blood relatives, longtime aides, and cherished traditions feels like betrayal, sacrificing the enchanted past for brutal modern control. For those frozen out, adaptation is the only chance. Andrew retreats. Harry and Meghan remain shut out. Extended relations scramble for relevance or face permanent obscurity. Yet however sweeping, no palace plan can fully script what follows. Social media erupts unpredictably. Global events and relentless press scrutiny are wildcards far beyond even William's tightly run war cabinet. Every purge, exile, and icy smile reverberates beyond Buckingham's gates. One leak, one scandal could turn public sentiment in an instant. As Britain's political and economic crises deepen, pressure ramps up on the royals. Years of austerity and scandal fatigue have bred a public less forgiving than ever. Young Britons watch closely, deciding whether to accept or reject the legacy they might inherit. William's campaign will define the monarchy's future. Is it a lean, focused, future-ready crown built on sacrifice? Or a fragmented Windsor house, powerful yet vulnerable, awaiting its Pyrrhic finale? The echoes of this revolution may outlast the reigns of kings. As the royal power struggle approaches its climax, one truth stands clear: no one inside Buckingham Palace is truly safe, and the eyes of the world remain fixed on the cold shadows behind royal curtains. Stay with us. Each purge, each exile, each frozen smile is just another move in this sprawling saga, one that will decide the fate of Britain's oldest and most blooded dynasty. If you want, I can weave in specific dramatic dialogues, flashbacks, insider quotes, or further expand particular scenes and characters. Just say the word.